Y'all, what's up? I'm Taryn. So let's get into it. The Never Met season 2, episode 3, maybe 4. I'll figure it out by the end. We'll see. Let's get into it. Okay, so the episode opens up, I believe it's from when Irvin and Alicia, they were talking that past night, you know, and they had a little argument. He got up and walked away because, you know, he's not the type to walk away, but that's exactly what he did. But they talked or whatever. And you know what? I don't know. I was a little confused. Like,
if you don't feel comfortable with something or you feel like I'm putting myself out there too much, do what you need to do for your emotional safety.
Same.
They talked and it seemed like everything was cool, but at the same time, I'm like, what? I don't know. They weird to me, and I really don't think they're gonna last. It's obvious they're not compatible. You know, once you are dating somebody or see somebody, you know, you're dating them online, they can be a completely different person in person, which is what Irvin actually said. And to me, they just not compatible. Especially seeing that Alicia is a more traditional person. To me, I mean, in general, girl, like, she don't even need to be dating online. Like, you over here, you want to see if you have a real connection with people. You want to see, you know, if you can see yourself going, you know, letting them in your space, you know, all that stuff. You don't need to be dating anybody online. Because it's like you date somebody online 3 to 5 months. When you actually meet them in person, it's like, okay, it's going to be another 3 to 5 months to see if, you know, you can actually be close to them, like, physically. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Anyway, next morning comes and we see Charlie and Jared. They're talking about, you know, the bomb that they dropped the night before to everybody during dinner. So anyway, they talking or whatever, and they start talking about houses and stuff. You know, how she has a 6-bedroom house, like, I'm sure all them kids, and then he has like a 3-bedroom house or whatever, and how she says, you know, he would like living with her, blah blah blah. And granted, they live in 2 different states. They talking about, you know, how great each other's houses is, and she's like, oh yeah, you'd really like my house, you really like this and that, and he's like, oh yeah, okay.
See what colleges are hiring out there, see if I can find a little job out there. But
I'm not sure what he does for a living. When he said colleges, he'd have to see about colleges hiring. I'm not sure what he does for a living, but I'm like, I hope he ain't no professor or nothing, because I mean, yeah, people do be having book smarts and street smarts, so but I don't know. So next thing, we go into Brandon talking to Chris and Alexis about Kiki and her drinking. And you know what I'm saying?
She asked me, do you think I drink too much? Right. I said, sweetheart, I just met you. Then last night, you was knocked out.
And that's kind of how that's the same thing I'm getting from like Brandon as well. Like, you don't really know her to be calling her an alcoholic. This is his first time meeting her, and they've only been there for like 2 days, and he sees how much she's drinking, so I mean, he's feeling kind of concerned about it. But I'm just like, calm down. Like, I don't know. I see his perspective, but I'm just, at the same time, I'm like, okay, hold on. Because apparently the night before, you know, they partied, she had some drinks, and she kind of fell over or something, or almost fell over.
Did we have any more vodka or tequila?
Damn.
But anyway, they have a talk about it. He's showing more concern towards her, this and that, and she's just like, you know, well, I'm a fun drunk. Like, I'm not a bad drunk. Like, I'm a fun drunk. And I'm like, okay, all right. That doesn't justify it. Like, a drunk is a drunk. FYI. Anyway, she goes on to say she's a social drinker, and she just like wants people to like her and this and that. And I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of cringy to me. I was just like, girl, it just came off of like really immature, like, oh, I want them to like me. Like, it just came off really immature. Like, girl, really, are we still doing that? Like, granted, I get it, we all have our own traumas, we all in some senses I always say, like, we are little kids in adult bodies, but like, I'm just like, you want people to like you, so that's why you putting all this in your body. It just, I don't know, something about it, I'm just like, girl, you need to work on that. That's not okay. And you know what, this might be me, but I have a feeling that Brandon might have some type of history with alcoholism for him to be jumping on her this quick, like calling her an alcoholic, suspecting that she's an alcoholic. I mean, that's just me, but you know, we gonna find out. We gonna see. Like, this man even asked her, do you think you're addicted to alcohol? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just threw my hands up when I saw that. And she says, I'm definitely not addicted to alcohol. Yes, the alcohol didn't affect her hips some type of way. Like, that's just how I feel. Anyway, moving on. So we see Chris and Alexis, they're talking about the pool or whatever, and he's basically, you know, telling her, you know, how, you know, he feels triggered by her bossy persona, always want to control things, always wanted to be in control. And I don't say tell him what to do, but kind of, you know, not ask permission on things, you know. Then also dealing with the painting activity where she definitely didn't ask permission. She responds very well to it. She apologizes, you know, for triggering him.
I'm apologizing for triggering you.
Okay.
Because I definitely don't ever want to trigger you.
I appreciate that.
And, you know, he's thankful and grateful that she, you know, understood what he's saying and that she apologized. But then she asks if she has to ask for permission whenever she wants to touch him. And I'm like, girl, bye. So moving on, the couples have their next intimacy session, which is basically reenacting Kama Sutra positions, which I know for sure they did this on the last season. But I'm telling y'all, like, I'm just kind of like, why you gotta have all these like sexual type of activities? Like, they already know, especially specific cast members aren't comfortable with being touchy, you know, lovey-dovey. I think there was someone too, yeah, there was another girl too, I forgot her name, on the last season, felt that way too. Like, y'all ain't gotta do all this touchy type, you know, acrobatic type, hands-on, you know, type activities. But anyway. So they do the Kama Sutra positions where they have to reenact them, what's on the poster, and whoever wins gets a prize at the end. Because here you go, Alicia talking about she's not comfortable, you know, doing these sex positions. She looks so uncomfortable. She looks so uncomfortable. And I really don't think that she saw the last season. Like, girl, did you see these other activities? You gotta drop down and get your ego on. Like, come on. Anyways, Clavassier and Tatiana, they knock this shit out. Like, they get like 2 or 3 rounds done. This, and that. And Clavassier, he a little too happy. She's in overtime. He grabbing her booty cheeks. He's like really groping her. Like, and the other cast members are like, damn, he about to get her pregnant, like, right now. Like, he was really doing too much. It was actually kind of disturbing on my part. To me, it was very disturbing.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, even in her confessional, her interview or whatever, Tatiana was like...
was a little annoyed at, like, the extras that were happening. It made me feel like he was doing a little bit too much. Like,
she said that. I mean, I get it, you probably in the moment, but I don't know. She was consenting. I don't know. She wasn't saying that. I'm just saying. But he was doing way too much. Way too much. And all I'm thinking is Charlie and Jay don't need to be playing this game. They already got too many damn kids. Anyways, Brittany and Ty end up winning, and we learn that the prize is a couples massage, which they have later on that night. Okay, so I remember I told y'all, like, each couple, they cook dinner each day for the whole house. Anyway, this time, it's Kiki and Brandon's turn. And they show a scene where Kiki asks Alexis to snap some peas, season them, do whatever, toss them, throw them in the freezer, whatever.
And wait till the water boil and then throw them in there?
Yes, and then, like, when you're done with them, can you strain them and put them in the freezer?
A good, like, 3 bullet points. Cause she like, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm having hot flashes, I'm getting hot, you know, I'm gonna go upstairs and just go rest for a minute. And at the time, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's a hangover. I don't know. Anyway, Brittany tells Brandon about it. Brandon goes up there to check on her. He hints at, like, he says something like, did you have a drink today? Do you think it's, you know, you having a drink today? And Kiki goes like, I didn't have a drink today. And he goes, oh, do you think it's because you did not have a drink today?
I haven't had a drink today.
So do you think you not having a drink caused you to overheat?
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Is he trying to say she got withdrawals? Like, is he trying to say she's having withdrawals from alcohol? Like, what is going on here? Like, that's what I got from it. Withdrawals. Then we see Clavassier again. Him and Jared are talking about the pool or whatever. And Clavassier reveals that he has a daughter. You know, I think basically a newborn daughter. You know, he's just like, oh, I don't really know what I'm going to tell Tati, blah, blah, blah. And Jared... I won't say dumbass, but Jared says,
but say something when you're ready.
And I'm like, no. If y'all watch my last video, I'm telling you, when dudes say I'm gonna tell them on my own time, or they getting to go from their boys talking about, oh, tell them when you're ready, I'm telling you, that boy ain't gonna tell you. He gonna tell you either late as hell or never. Like, it's that simple. So I was just like, like, just horrible advice. But I mean, look who was coming from. Anyway, we see that Tati, she notices them talking from afar, and she comes over and she heard some stuff they were saying. And it was something along the lines of, you know, I heard what y'all, you know, were saying, talking about, I don't know when to tell her, blah, blah, blah. What were y'all talking about? And at this point, obviously, Jared leaves and, you know, leaves him alone. Y'all, I can't even repeat what this nigga Clavassier said. Like, I'm telling you, if there's any gender that can talk in circles and say a whole bunch of nothing, it's the male species. Like, it is really, like, a talent in a way.
The way the feelings are growing so rapidly and just so, like, back to back, I might love you.
Like, what? Boy, what? Anyway, Tati ain't stupid. She can obviously tell he's lying about something. I don't like that because Tati already likes Clavassier. You know, when we like start liking somebody and then a dude is like, oh, I love you, or blah, blah, blah. I'm really falling for you, this and that. And we already smitten over these dudes. And so they put that other extra layer, the icing on there. And it's like, you just completely forget what y'all was talking about. And I'm like, Tati, no, stay focused. Girl, stay focused now. That nigga lying to you. So, but anyway, I'm sure she still kept it in the back of her head. But at that moment, I was just like, see, he a charmer. I don't like that shit. I don't like that. No. So, yeah, he lied to her. He lied again. Anyway, so we see Alicia and Irvin. They go into the therapy session with Dr. Wendy, and both of them basically say that, you know, the personas that they're seeing in real life, not that they actually have seen each other, are completely different than what they saw on screen. So they saying they are completely 2 different people to each other than what they were, you know, dating on screen for those 5 or 6 months.
And Irvin knew me through a screen.
Like, that's what I was saying. Like, y'all don't really know each other. It's so funny because there was another episode too where Irvin was like, I could feel a lot of sexual tension between us. And I'm like, no, I don't know what you think sexual tension is. I think you just horny, bruh. But, okay. But yeah, like they don't know each other. They're completely two different people. So I'm already seeing this ain't, they ain't gonna last. They are not gonna last. Like virtual dating is not traditional dating, and that's what the type of person Alicia is, a traditional person. So like I said, she does not need to be dating virtually anymore. And so later on, I guess, you know, it's time to cook dinner or whatever, and we see Cinco and Jay, they're helping Brandon cook. You know, she's like, I'll help you prep or whatever. You know, they're helping him cook. You know, he calls them his sous chefs or whatever. Now everybody's like, where's Kiki? Where's Kiki?
She outside right now?
Right now.
Who's outside?
Kiki. I thought she was upstairs. Look, I just saw her. Look.
She outside?
She right there.
Playing around?
Leave her alone.
Anyway, so Kiki finally comes in, and Brandon asks her,
Are you dependable?
when he first asked her, I was like, really, Brandon? But then at the same time, I was like, you know what? I've been in that same position before. So like, you know, I get it. You are supposed to be doing these things with this person. You want to do these things with this person. And they over here lollygagging and playing. You know, and you over here doing it either by yourself or with somebody else, you know, when you really want to do it with your partner. So I completely get where he was coming from. But are you dependable? That like damn near took me out. Like, I know she didn't feel good, but at the same time, like, girl, they caught you red-handed. You out here talking to Brittany. Like, what are you doing? You need to get in there and help. But it was just like him asking, are you dependable? It just was like layer after layer, him nitpicking. I'm like, bruh. And then we go to actual dinner where they're all sitting down, and then Brandon want to stand up and say,
Me and my sous chefs planned a very well hibachi dinner for you all. Enjoy your food.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was so petty. I would have made the same look. I'm like, okay, you know what? You petty for that. This is just immature at this point. Anyway, so they decided to play a game, and I felt like this game was fun. Like, I was like, okay, I'm here for this. This game was fun. Anyway, Jay had the idea for everyone to basically think like, okay, would I go home with this person whom I'm paired with tonight? Like, if this was the last night, would I go with them home tonight? And you would decide to write down a piece of paper, yes or no. You know, there was some yeses. There was some like forever yeses, yes, and forever.
Yes, forever and ever.
But then there was some no's, and it wasn't just like regular no's. It was like some F no, hell nah, hell no.
Capital no. F no.
So we fast forward to after dinner, and we see Brandon is cleaning the dishes by himself.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, girl, Kiki, you couldn't even help him clean the dishes. Like, come on. You couldn't even help this boy clean the dishes. Like, it's just giving laziness. It's giving I don't give a fuck. Come on. She over there playing pool. Anyway, so when she decides that she done playing pool, she grabs Brandon. She's like, you know, hey, you know, you want to talk? Like, she wants to talk, blah, blah, blah. And then somehow Brandon just turns it around and is like, no, I don't want to talk right now. I'm tired. I cooked by myself, blah, blah, blah. I'm about to go to sleep, like, deuces. Like, that's basically what he said, right? And then, like, the next scene is, I don't know, somehow some of the cast are already talking at the dinner table, so talking about stuff. And then Brandon was over there talking to them, and when Kiki walks in, I'm thinking, like, ain't she supposed to be asleep? Like, Brandon, like, he in there talking. But anyway, they end up all talking about Brandon and Kiki's situation.
You over here overheating and doing other stuff, and you back drinking again. You supposed to be drinking some damn water.
More so the alcohol drinking again. You know, he calls her out about drinking too much, and then, you know, seeing that she didn't feel good and then not helping them cook. Like, she basically calls her out on that, and I agree with him on that. But then he like just goes in on her, and then he finally leaves the table to go. And I'm just like, okay, y'all could have finished the talking right there, but I guess you really going to bed now. But yeah, he really felt some type of way about, you know, her not helping him, and, you know, and then obviously still about the drinking. Anyway, we see that Brittany and Ty, they are getting their couples massage that they went for the Kama Sutra activity. And, you know, Brittany is just kind of hinting that Ty is a little bit too goofy. Like, he jokes way too much. And he's not reading the room. Like, he's not reading the room. He's not knowing how to be romantic. He over here yelling into the freaking massage bed.
See what I'm saying? See how you do me?
I don't know why Ty jokes so much. He never has a serious moment.
And the whole time I'm thinking, you know, that masseuse needs to be giving him a deep tissue massage. Because I'm telling you, that will shut you the fuck up. Granted, I love deep tissue massages because I'm telling you, like, if I don't feel any pain, like, did I really get a massage? Like, did I really feel any relief? But anyway, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, she just doesn't like that he's just too goofy. He does not know how to be romantic or really pay attention to her. Anyway, going back to the game that they played about, you know, writing yes or no, whether they go home with the person that they paired with, we find out that this nigga Jared was the one who said F no.
I put F no on my card. 6 kids in the house is crazy.
And I was like, what? This Jamie Foxx looking motherfucker. Look, what? He was the one that said F no. And then he went somehow, no, that's too many damn kids. You know, it's a daddy daycare, blah, blah, blah. He was going in. And this is him just, you know, talking around the boys. This is just him talking to Cinco and Chris. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this boy ain't shit. He basically says that his whole goal really is to get Charlie into bed. He's trying to clap them cheeks, okay? He's trying to hit it. That's really what it is. He's trying to fuck.
Sex is very heavy on my mind. That's everything I want right now.
And from that, I was like, whoa. I was just staring at the screen. Like, he just went in. Oh, but wait. And then Cinco go point out, this is a man who let her get his name tatted on her.
Did he let that girl get his name tatted to write no on that paper?
And I was like, oh my God. But yeah, this woman, she got his name tatted on her. She ain't even never met him. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm really just kind of like wondering how many baby daddies she got. You gonna get his name tatted on you? You ain't even met him. You ain't even met him. Like, this whole show needs to be called The Lion Never Met or something. I don't know. The never ever telling the truth met. Something like that. I don't even know. Like, this shit. Like I said, I don't like using this word, but this shit is really diabolical. This shit is diabolical. This shit is crazy. This shit is wild as fuck. Like, what the fuck? Oh, but wait, there's more. Later we find out Charlie and Jared are talking or whatever, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm one of the ones I put yes and blah blah blah. And why did he tell her this?
I go, hell yes.
Oh man, oh we got it. Oh yes.
Did you though?
Yeah.
Better have.
I did.
He told her that he put hell yes. Like, he just straight lying in her face. I'm like, what is going on here? What is this Jamie Foxx looking up? What is Jamie Foxx talking about? What is he talking about? He said, I wrote yes. Like, I was so done. Like, you basically sound like you wanted a free trip to LA just to get some pussy. Like, that's what that sounded like to me. I can't.
Y'all, this episode was a wild one once again. Let me know if you've seen it. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I will see you for episode 4.